Let me get this straight. You're saying I can save money for retirement while traveling the world? No, but like save money while traveling. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Are you insane? No. How is that even possible? It's not rocket science. Whatever. Okay, fine, I'll tell you how. Come with me, we'll see. If you grew up in the traditional education system, then it's quite possible that you went through high school, college, even grad school like me, without anyone telling you how to save for retirement. I know that's crazy, and the reasons for this are a topic for another video, but if the traditional education system didn't teach you how to save for retirement, then it definitely didn't teach you how to save for retirement while traveling. Fortunately, today is your lucky day because I have been traveling the world during my entire career doing just that. And I'm here to tell you it's possible and it's easier than you might think. There are really only 3 main things that you need to do to be able to save for retirement while traveling. The first step is just to figure out how much you want to save. Now, there are a lot of different schools of thought on how much to save for retirement and how to do it, but the exact amount for you is going to depend on a lot of different things, from your age to how much debt you have, your income, your cost of living expenses, and how you've invested your money, what your asset allocation is, how you've diversified your portfolio, what your rate of return is, and a lot of other personal goals you may have. One popular way of figuring out how much you need to retire is called the 4% rule, and I like this one because it's really easy and straightforward. It's basically a way to figure out how much money you need to save so that you can withdraw 4% per month without running out of money. To calculate it, you just multiply your annual expenses times 25 and voila, there you go. If your expenses are $2,500 per month, that would be an amount of $750,000. And if your expenses are $5,000 a month, that would be $1.5 million. Like any investment or retirement strategy, they all have pros and cons, and the 4% rule does have some shortcomings, namely that because it's so straightforward and simple, it assumes a lot of things will remain the same, like your income, your expenses, and your lifestyle. But it is one way to get a ballpark figure. Another guideline that a lot of experts recommend is to set a savings goal of 10 to 15% of your pre-tax income. By following this strategy, and you can find these charts online, but a lot of retirement experts and plan providers say that you want to have the equivalent of your annual salary saved by age 30. Then you'll want to have 3 times your salary saved by age 40, 6 times your salary saved by age 50, and 8 times your annual salary saved by age 60. Let's say you earn $5,000 per month or $60,000 per year. You would want to then save between $500 and $750 per month. Now, a problem that many people come across these days is not that they don't want to save for retirement, but that they can't. Maybe their income isn't high enough to cover their cost of living and save for retirement on top of that, especially for people who are entering the job market already behind with a lot of student loans. This is where saving money while traveling can actually be a solution, because by traveling or living abroad, you can actually reduce your cost of living and give yourself more room to save for retirement. Let's say that you earn the median wage in the United States, which is around $68,000 per year. According to the website Statistica, this is how your monthly budget might look, with about 33% of your income being allocated towards housing, 16% for transportation, 12% for taxes, and 10% for food. But when you travel full-time or live abroad, you can start to slash those monthly expenses while boosting your savings rate. So step 2 in how to save for retirement while traveling is to focus on reducing your living expenses. There are many ways to save money while traveling, which you can learn in some of my other videos linked below. But the number one way to save for retirement is through something called GEO-ARBITRAGE, which is basically a fancy way of saying that you can live in a country with a very low cost of living while maintaining a salary or income that would allow you to live in a more developed, expensive country. Let's say that you live in Silicon Valley and you're earning a really high tech salary, but you move to a country in Southeast Asia, maybe Thailand, Vietnam, or even Bali, where you can live on $1,000 per month, but you keep your US income. So if you're earning a salary based on San Francisco prices where you might end up spending $4,000 a month just for your housing, and then you compare that to living in a place where your total monthly cost of living won't ever exceed $1,000 or $2,000 per month, then you can save all of that extra money towards retirement. As a result, you can drastically decrease the amount of time it takes to hit those retirement goals. So instead of saving 10 or 15% per month, as we discussed in the intro, you can actually save 80 or 90%. But you don't have to live in a country with such a low cost of living to be able to save for retirement while traveling. The biggest difference when you go from living full-time and living in a traditional lifestyle in the US, for example, versus living nomadically full-time is that you cut all of your highest basic monthly expenses by default. Just the definition of leaving a traditional lifestyle for a nomadic one suggests that those traditional bills that have been adding up over the years, you can basically cut those off overnight. I'm talking about things like a mortgage payment or a high monthly rental payment, your electricity bill, internet bill, HOA fees, car payment, gas, car insurance, health insurance. But the main point in step 2 is that when you give up your brick and mortar home and all of the expenses that are tied to it, sell your stuff, become a minimalist, and travel full time, you are going to reduce those monthly living expenses. Now, of course, you might replace them with some other things, with some airfare, with some extra travel and transportation costs. You'll still have to live somewhere, so you'll still have to find housing in another country, but you can typically reduce your expenses by more than you add on new ones. This also depends on where you travel, of course. If you're traveling to the most expensive cities in the world, then you might end up breaking even and spending the same amount of money that you spent back home, or even more in some cases. But if you're choosing countries with a lower cost of living, you can really make your money go much further. My average cost of living in Costa Rica when I lived there was about $2,500 per month. In Bulgaria, my rent was only a couple €100 per month. In most of the countries that I've lived in, and I've been to more than 60 countries, my total cost of living would be the same amount of money as my rent and monthly utilities here in Miami. As you can see over on the left side of the screen, I'm currently spending about $2,500 per month on housing in the US. But when I'm living or traveling abroad, my monthly housing cost is typically much lower, between $200 a month and $2,000 a month. Now, the third step is optional, but it's to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Actually, the third step is to add new income streams. You can double, triple, quadruple, or more the amount of money that you can save for retirement while traveling full-time if you just add new income streams. There are a lot of different ways to earn income with a side hustle while traveling, and if you want me to do a video specifically about that, comment below, but there are things that you can do in person or online. So some physical jobs that you can do in other countries, as long as you have the right work permits or legal status, can include things like teaching, translating, being a nanny or an au pair, childcare. You could work in real estate. You could do consulting. I've met people living in other countries that were doing personal training. Surf lessons is one that I also did. Photography and videography is a big one. Any skills that you know how to do that you can offer to people, you can pretty much do anywhere. Then there is the remote or online way of earning an income. And this can be through online freelancing services that you offer, social media management, writing, graphic design. You can also start your own business, whether it's an online store, drop shipping, creating a personal brand, selling digital or physical products. Almost all of my relocation clients either work online or they're retired, but the ones that are working online do all sorts of creative things to make an income. There's a lot of Twitch streamers, poker players, crypto traders, and people working in the stock market. For a video about the 10 ways that I make money online so you can get some ideas, you can check that out here. But the important thing to remember is just to start small. Start with one stream of income, and even if it doesn't seem like much, that will add up over time, especially if you are investing that money in your retirement accounts. Okay, be honest. When you first started watching this video, were you skeptical that you'd be able to save money for retirement while traveling the world? And did this video change your mind? Why or why not? And if you'd like me to do more videos about how to save or make money while traveling, also comment below. Either way, give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and click on these thumbnails for more videos to help you work online and travel the world. Let's hope that's good enough for other Kristin.